Hello and welcome to Totally Normal Gaming. Totally Normal Gaming, where we have tonight we're featuring Karate Kid Mets. Um, and let's see, what's a good nickname here? Karate Kid Mets, Forehead Ponytail, even though it's not in tonight, and Blur Out the Children. Those are our core participants this evening. How's
Are we
everybody's
not get?
week?
Oh, are we not getting anybody else tonight?
All right, so well we should get Gelidus. Um, Dirk has volunteered his own house for a party this evening. Um, it started several hours ago, but somehow I doubt his show closed tonight. It was closing night for his like 3 week show, so somehow I doubt that he'll make it on. But you never know. If he does, it should be quite entertaining. And then Owen is on his bi-weekly schedule. I'm hoping we get at least Gelidus on here for everyone's sake. Karate Kid Mets is kind of a great nickname too. I, I'm not unhappy
Why
with
is it
that one.
Karate Kid's Mets and not Mets Karate Kid?
It,
Karate Mets Kid.
it could be any of those, but it isn't because that's not what I said. All right, so normally right now I would feature art, but I forgot to ask an artist. So instead, maybe what I'll do is here we go. I'll do this instead. Look at that. This is a picture that I took.
Appears to be some sort of wilderness.
I took this picture yesterday at about noon. What you're looking at here is Mount Mansfield's chin and nose and forehead. And then right off camera here is like on this ridge right here is the absolute summit of Camel's Hump. And it was such a clear day that over here I could see the White Mountains. You can always see the Adirondacks across Lake Champlain, but I could see the Whites, which is a long ways away. And I don't normally. Um, but yeah, it was a pretty spectacular day. And for I thought it was a pretty good day to like take note of. I like the cloud patterns on the ground. It was beautiful. Questions? It was cold. It was probably 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts of wind and like a steady 15 to 20. And it was probably on top like 40 degrees. So it was cold up there. It was also probably the busiest day I've ever seen on top of Camel's Hump. There was a lot of really unhappy people because at the bottom it was nice and sunny and warm and calm, and at the top it was a very different world.
Yeah. At the top, it was, like the top of a mountain or something.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, there was a peak steward up there, so that's good. All right, enough self-indulgence. First of all, how dare I? All right, anybody out there do anything fun or interesting this weekend?
I'm recovering from the flu/pneumonia, so that's me.
The flu sucks.
Do you guys have work tomorrow?
I never have work on Mondays.
the schools are closed for Indigenous Peoples Day, and then so I don't have school. I don't have work either, and then also because of the Monday schedule, my Tuesday classes are canceled. If that makes sense, like they got to keep it even. So I don't have classes tomorrow or Tuesday, which doesn't happen very often. And of course, it's gonna rain all day. How about you, Zerwin? You have work tomorrow?
Nope.
National.
Bank holidays. And one of my kids' daycares is still open, so that's awesome too.
Yay.
Oh, you're gonna have like an actual day off?
No, the Dennis the Menace will be gone, but the other two will be home with us.
Gotcha. So you'll have 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
But the middle one, the most challenging one, will be off.
It'll be a daycare.
How about you, Elsa? Or sorry, Jana?
I do have work.
You do?
Yeah.
Wait, the library's open?
Yeah.
Which
Um,
library?
I'm going to all the libraries until I find Jana.
Well, I'll be there. I mean, I don't know how busy I'm gonna be, but well, college students still do stuff, and my college thinks
That
that it
first of all, that
is
is a lie.
Yeah, famously they don't.
Yeah, that's
chat.
there's nobody here today because it's a holiday weekend. My entire viewing audience is on vacation.
Um, yeah, well, they think that the college administration thinks that it is a good day for college tours. So they want us to be open and busy when all of the students who are off in the high schools come and see campuses.
Wait, so you have to like be pretend busy?
No, we have classes.
Wait, the school has classes today? They can't. It's a holiday. How could they have classes?
We didn't have classes Thursday and Friday. So we just sort of
Hamilton College. This isn't one of the major ones, right?
no.
So we used to have classes on all of these holidays at Hamilton.
Yeah. We had classes Labor Day too.
We didn't have Labor Day, but we like
Haley,
President's Day and Columbus Day back then. We always had classes.
How could you work on Labor Day? That's the whole point of Labor Day. This is a shamocracy.
if it wasn't a
know if-
Monday, I'd have to work on it.
Football
You're
practice
lucky you
sucked
don't
on
work
Labor
at
Day,
this
if I
college.
recall.
I got to work
It's like-
Christmas this year, Bill, and Thanksgiving.
That sucks.
What about Christmas Eve?
What days it fall on?
Wait, actually, you know what? I don't give a shit. What about New Year's
Wednesday.
Eve and New Year's Day?
Probably
Those
have to
line
work
up.
those.
Those line up. If Christmas is a Monday, then
Funny
so
thing
is,
about New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, right next to each other.
no, I'm
Right.
saying Christmas and New Year's are always the same day of the week.
That doesn't sound right.
They're both on Thursday this year.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Rag racing.
Monster trucks.
Kids tickets.
We'll be up there for New Year's Eve.
See, here's what I'm thinking. We could have, in theory, an in-person session. Because I think
Without
everyone
the
except
paladin?
without the paladin. I think I could get everybody up here. look, look at Ezra's face. No,
Well,
I don't want to be anywhere near you guys.
I don't want to look any of you in the eye
We could all bring
while I'm rolling
laptops.
dice.
We could all bring laptops and sit around a big table. We'd have to find a table big enough to do it. But it would be fun. It would be fun.
My wife will not be thrilled if we go up there and we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, by the way.
It
On a
doesn't fall
Sunday.
on a Sunday, so it's a Wednesday, so it probably won't happen. Although I don't know when you're making the trip up, but
I don't know either yet.
well, listen, we'll figure something out. All right, so what happened last week?
We made our way down from the mountains.
You did make your way down from the mountains.
Huckirk met us at the fire. He's related to Glokta. Glokta is his brother, which means that he is Glokta's brother.
I didn't
Their
follow that.
family is connected to the tree. We don't have much proof that we actually went to the nightmare. We have a piece of wood, which was one of the puppet hag's teeth, so that might be proof. We started to head toward an outpost of the Fey Kingdoms, Tyvanskrit. And then we realized that probably it had been burned to the ground because there was a legion that had passed through recently. We went to the Crut House, which is an inn in the general area. And then we just kind of did some information gathering for most of the session. We talked to all kinds of people, heard all kinds of rumors, and over the course of the conversations, Ezra got more and more ornery and got more and more ready to kill some Romans because he's a good Celt. And then towards the end of the session, there were riders coming from the east. Turns out that they were probably from the Fey Kingdom, led by Kieran Hollowfang, a wolf person. And they say that there's a bunch of Publian riders on the way. So we're getting ready to ambush them, except it looks like maybe they're actually going to ambush us. End of story.
It's pretty good. Let me text Gel this real quick. But can you open Owlbear Rodeo?
Can I open Owlbear Rodeo? I had it open earlier, but it was like really low resolution for some reason. Looks like that issue has rectified.
All right. Zerwin, do you want to bring it up on 2 screens so I can show you some stuff? Okay, so you see where you are now, right? I want to give you guys a little bit of like background. So, the kingdom that this is a part of is called Kunsahamos, and it is the closest Fey kingdom to the Empire. And it is. Do you see the orange line? If you zoom out, you should see. No, it doesn't have a good boundary, I guess. That did not translate well. All right. Well, anyway, it's like this line. Oh, why is that not working? Oh, it's just yellow. Why is my thing yellow all of a sudden?
Sounds like a personal problem.
You can't see my pointer because it's yellow. Hold on.
Can you change your color over on the left?
That's what I'm working on.
If you click on the color,
This is the boundary of that kingdom. So it's sizable. And its capital is right there. It is called Dalaratses. And it is run. Well, yeah. There is a queen there, a queen regent, Celestia Crowgaze. She's something like a demigod.
What was her name again?
Celestia Crowgaze.
Oh, we heard that name last week, I think.
I think you're right.
There was a rumor that she was going to support the Empire.
Yeah, she's going to betray the Fey Kingdoms and use her armies to side with the Empire. That was one of the rumors we learned about last week, loyal viewers.
What were the other ones? Do you remember?
I take notes. I can't remember.
They were eating
Helio
babies.
Cragfire has a Fey army marching to the border to kill the Legion, then march on to Journal Hall and burn it to the ground. Did you have one, Zake?
Yeah, the Publians were eating babies.
Bundo's rallying armies in the wilds. Agricola is leading, wants to defect from the Legion. Yeah, the Emperor started killing civilians everywhere within his empire and elsewhere. And I forgot to write down the baby one, but that sounds familiar.
Okay. When you, or rather when we left you as viewers, you had set up to, I believe, sort of ambush with Kiernan the
Yes.
approaching Outriders, which numbered somewhere between 1 and 200. And Kieran had a force that was similar size, somewhere around 100. And you evacuated the civilians from the pub, and Skip took off into the woods, right? And a lot of the civilians did also. And then they put some archers on the roof, and Galladus was standing in the middle of the road with Owen and Zerwin, ready to take on a mounted charge of horses. I don't know. I didn't really understand that part, honestly. But from the other direction, just as the Outriders saw the sort of trap that was being sprung for them as they were coming from the east, and it was looking pretty good for y'all, the sound of hooves from the west approached. The road west is much clearer. It's more of like grassland, farmlands than it is forest. There is forest not far off, but there's a series of farms that allow you to see quite a bit further, and also the road is quite straight. In the distance, you see riders galloping like hard at your position.
Would it be perception to see if we can identify who they're with or who they are?
Yes.
Nat 20.
Really? Okay. That might make a big difference in tonight's game, that single roll. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll roll one. I don't know why, but I'm not seeing Zerwin's.
Because he's using his
I'm
actual dice.
using real dice.
17.
21.
Okay. Ezra, Jana, you both look. It's absolutely Publian Empire soldiers. And they are coming as fast as they can. Zerwin, they are not. These riders do not have any weapons drawn. And the guy in front is like trying to wave his arms frantically. Which you're the one who notices.
Um,
All right, I'm gonna start right now and have everybody roll initiative. You're technically not in combat yet. I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna say 2 rounds before combat starts. Will you be able to do things before combat starts? But things are happening really fast. The group from the east popped out of a thick woods, and they are basically right on top of you. So you've only got a couple of seconds before they intercept you. You have enough time to. A couple seconds is an exaggeration. You've got a minute, right? But not very long. The group from the west is still a ways off, and you have time to do whatever you want to do before they get to you.
The ones to
um,
the east. Never mind.
so I'm gonna let people. I was like, hey, those guys, the guys coming from the west are definitely not armed, and they are waving at us like they're trying to get our attention. I don't know if that means they're trying to trap us but it does not look like they're here to fight.
Those are the ones that are closer.
No. The ones that are closer look pretty pissed.
The ones that are closer are also Publian.
Yes.
Okay. So let's kill those ones, and then we'll deal with the other ones when they get closer.
I mean, how much time do we have until they get here from the west?
A couple of minutes. They're riding hard. You're not going to have time to kill 100 to 200 riders by the time the other force gets here.
And they've already seen us, right?
Yes. Zerwin, you look at this like, to all outside observers, this looks like a classic hammer and anvil. Like, you have a force that is going to engage you, and then you're going to get struck in the flank by another very fast moving, largely mounted force. It is how you catch and crush armies, textbook style. But the hammer that is moving towards you at a high speed, there's something off about it. It's not right.
So why would they be? I don't know why they would be trying to hammer and anvil us at this inn. Were they expecting a force?
Okay, can I ask what everybody rolled for your initiatives?
17.
I rolled that one in. What's it called? So it's easier to keep track of. I rolled a 5.
7.
Okay. Sorry, continue. You're not going to have time for like a whole drawn out conversation, but you can definitely talk a little bit.
Do you want us to take up defensive positions, and then we'll just wait to see what happens?
I don't. I mean, they don't look like they want to fight the people who are coming from the west. So,
Okay.
if we can hold off, I don't know. It could be a trap. They're not armed.
Sure. I mean, we could all pile into the inn and bar the door. But then we're like really trapped.
And then the second group is going to run into the first group, which is going to be attacking the inn that we're all in. I don't like that idea.
You've got about 1 minute until the closer riders are on you. I'm running a real-time clock.
You don't have to twist my arm to fight these guys. I'm just saying that group behind us from the west does not look like they are coming to kill us.
Sure. Let's take defensive positions. We're gonna try to avoid fighting.
I'm gonna get out of the middle of the road.
Yeah, let's get you guys out of the middle of the road. Hide, maybe in the trees.
And they've already seen us, and there's
Oh,
100 mounted Fey
Get-
soldiers.
get in the inn. Everyone who's not on the roof, get in the inn.
Okay. So, Galatis, Dirk, Owen, Zerwin, you guys are all going to go inside. Kiernan is itching for a fight. He wants it. So he's actually countercharging the ones coming from the east.
You know what? I'm gonna.
Do it.
I'm gonna turn and run towards the people coming from the west.
Okay. I thought you were going to put the magic hat on. All right. Okay. All right.
Ezra is pissed on the roof right now.
Speaking of Ezra, you're up first. The two forces have clashed. They've collided directly, like maybe 20 yards east of the inn proper.
So it's like 20 Fey riders versus like 100 Boolean riders.
No, I thought he said they were similar size forces.
Yeah, no, it's so the Fey force is slightly smaller. It's like 80 to 85% the size of the Publian force.
I'm gonna equalize that force slightly. I'm gonna I'm gonna cast Fireball using my staff into the middle of the Publian forces.
Using your staff.
Yeah.
Okay. That means I get to roll for your staff. I feel like I don't, usually I use a random number generator, but I feel like tonight is a good night to roll some actual dice. It'll make everybody feel a little better about...
Actually, you know what? Let me cancel that. I want to do something else.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to cast Hypnotic Pattern into the middle of the Publian force. So it's a 30-foot square, 30-foot cube.
Okay.
And well, let me roll the d20.
I have a blaze orange 20-sided die, Zeke.
Yeah, I have a metal. It's blue and silver.
Yeah, that's
Rolled a
pretty cool one.
natural one. Can I re-roll that?
A nat 1.
Can I re-roll it since I'm a halfling?
I don't see why it wouldn't apply.
All right.
How'd the second roll go? It's looking good by your face.
It's a natural one.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Two
I
nat
have
ones
to
back
use
to
it.
back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so beautiful. Okay, can you read to me the spell description real quick?
You create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. The spell ends for an unaffected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
God, I'm so upset that Galadis and Owen and Dirk aren't here right now.
Well, they're
Okay.
inside the inn.
No, I mean in session right now. Okay, here's what happens. Where did you center that? In the middle of the Publian army?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, the first thing that happens is there is a sound like... Oh, actually, you guys know exactly what the sound is. It's the sound of this. It's the same sound that the puppets made when they came down the chimney. Ezra, you start vomiting black bile uncontrollably for
1,000 rounds.
only 2 rounds. and everyone feels sick to their stomachs. And then this like twisting black gnarly mass appears in the center of the Publian army. It sort of like rises from the ground, and this writhing like shapes of like screaming faces come out, like arms that reach and then disappear. Um, and the sound of the puppets coming down the chimney changes to like the clacking of the teeth and the sound that it made when you first encountered the old woman puppet as it was eating the boy. The sound of flesh being torn apart by wooden puppet teeth, and screams. The screams are real though, because the Publian Empire soldiers that are caught in this are literally torn to shreds before your eyes and pulled into the inky blackness um, of the nightmare as it pokes through into this realm. In addition, God, I love this. Okay. Um, in addition, and this is going to be interesting. The Kiernan, right? So he's the commander. Um, like clasps his hands to his head and like starts shrieking and falls to the ground, as do 70% of the Fey Guardians. Um, they're not dead and they don't get sucked into the black inky nightmare, but they all collapse and are either vomiting up black bile or screaming and holding their heads. And I'm gonna make them do the rest of them do a morale check because that is goddamn awful.
Do I lose a spell slot?
You do, yeah.
Thus, the level that I would have been using.
Yes, that's correct.
All right.
Okay. They pass, so they don't completely break. However, both sides are right now devastated. The Publians have lost somewhere around 30% of their soldiers. Oh, and after, like, it's continuing to suck them down, and it will continue to do so for an entire round. And then after the round, they're gone. In the meantime, there are, what is it, 14 seconds, which is a long time of screams of horror and pain as the soldiers are literally torn limb from limb and chewed to pieces by invisible puppet teeth. And Jana, your turn. God, thank you, Ezra. That was wonderful.
I didn't hate it. I mean, I hated the part where I started throwing up.
I think Jana's gonna start by screaming, "What the fuck, Ezra?"
You're welcome.
I'm gonna hold. I don't know if there's
That's fair.
anything positive I can do at this point.
Okay. Zerwin, you want to, I assume you want to move double speed towards the.
Yeah, I'll dash and continue to run towards them.
Okay. Um, I'm not going to make you roll perception again. There is someone clearly leading this group. And it is about 200 strong. It is a dark-haired Italian-looking man. Yeah, he has some sort of head covering, but you can see some of his features. Okay, as the nightmare sucks apart and like slowly dissolves into nothing, the entire 30-foot space where it had emerged, all the trees and plants and animals that were in that space are completely gone. There is nothing but barren earth. in that spot. And even the earth looks sickened and I don't know, corrupted, I guess is the right word. Ezra is going to be uncontrollably vomiting for another round, and Ezra, joy of all joys, you vomit out a little finger. Not sure how that got in there.
Senza. That kind of little finger?
No. I mean, maybe, sure. You want to vomit out an entire human?
All right.
The fighting between the remnants of both groups, like, redoubles as both groups think the other side is using some sort of terrible black magic. And so it's like a fury. Like, there is no punches being pulled. Everyone is just in bloodlust. Jan, is there anything you'd like to do?
How close is the army approaching from the west at this
Um,
point?
Closer. It's gonna be 3 more rounds until they're here, which isn't that long, right? But
Right.
Said the guy not vomiting black bile.
And fingers.
don't forget the little finger.
Yeah, I'll hold.
Ezra sort of sounds a little bit like Mattress Man. Okay, Zerwin, as you get another round closer this time and farther away from the fighting,
I'm not carrying, like, my axe is on my back, by the way. I'm not like, I tucked it and ran at them. I didn't specify that earlier.
okay. The leader, who is riding a pale white horse, wearing a lot of black clothes, with very dark hair and very pale skin, um, as he looks, looks at you and makes eye contact with you, as he's sort of bearing down, because he hasn't. I mean, he's obviously noticed you. You're the only thing moving on the road towards him, but he's been looking past you and yelling. You can now make out that he seems to be yelling a name. Oh shit, what's the name? Tritus. And he's yelling, stop, Tritus, stop. Tritus, stop. Um, as he sort of shifts his focus to you, he was riding and he was using his left hand and waving his right. As he shifts his focus to you, he changes so that he still holds the reins with his left hand, but now he leans over and holds his right hand out and down.
I've always wanted to do this.
We still got one. We still got another round. So, top of the order, Ezra, you have stopped vomiting. There is a large pool of black bile and ichor that is running down the roof and stained your shoes, probably forever. There's also a child's sized finger next to your shoe. You have a terrible headache and you feel sick, which actually you should have a really easy time role playing right now.
Yeah.
But you are now free to act again.
How does the conflict look at this distance?
They're, killing each other.
I'll try to hypnotic pattern again. Centered as much as possible on as many of the Publian forces. I rolled a 5.
These, yeah. Luckily, the nightmare does not reemerge, but you do lose a spell slot and you do vomit again.
God, this sucks.
Jenna? Jenna, what would you like to do?
I have no idea.
Have you tried vomiting on your shoes? It seems like it's really popular these days.
Hold. Sorry, I'm boring.
Okay. All right, Zerwin. What are you gonna do?
I fucking reach my hand up.
Okay, make me a raw dexterity roll,
Just
and
a
then
raw dexterity, huh?
but then you're gonna add your strength bonus to it.
Okay. Oh boy. Let's see. Ed is going to be a 7. Oh, I'm
Plus,
sorry. That's a 9.
so what's your dex give you?
5 plus 4 for my strength modifier. So I got a 9.
Wait, so okay, gotcha. All right,
I rolled a 3 plus 2 plus 4.
beautiful. Okay, let's see if he can make up the difference. Oh boy. Okay, he reaches down. You do the whole forearm to forearm thing, and he starts to swing you up, and it slips, but he manages to just grab your hand as it goes by, and like he lets go just. This is the wrong hand. Hold on, it's hard to hold my push to talk button. I'm gonna try it like this. So like he reaches down, you do the forearm to forearm, you know, the bro grasp, but then it slips, and you see his eyes get wide, and then he has to he catches his fingertips, and then he lets go, and you just like fly on the back of his horse, but you've got to like scramble to like keep on, and like you drop like one of your boots back there.
And I hug him immediately around the waist. Say, howdy,
What's your name, friend?
Zerwin.
Lucius. How do we stop this?
Fucked if I know. I thought you had some ideas.
All right.
I've got some friends, a couple on the roof and a couple in the inn, who might be able to help if we can figure this out.
Okay.
Why are they attacking?
Orders.
Why are you trying to stop them?
Better orders. Okay. Um, do you think do you have an archer good enough to put an arrow in the brown horse?
She should be, although our casters right now have really been doing a number on us. So I don't know. She
Yeah,
definitely has the ability.
what's her name?
Jana.
Okay. All right. Then um he he casts a spell.
How's
Okay.
he do on his D20?
He's got a 15, so okay. Good enough. Um
Show off.
sorry. Yes, he got a 15, so it works. His voice becomes unbelievably loud. Like you can probably hear it for a mile. And he yells, "Jana, shoot um, the brown quarter horse."
Is it obvious which one that is? Like, are they all sort of brown or?
No,
But it's only
um,
a quarter of a horse.
Yeah,
So
it's
just
just yeah. You beat me to it, Ezra.
okay. So here's the question: what are the odds that Jana knows her horses? because quarter horses are a specific breed, and most of the horses here are not brown. But there is more than one brown horse, so she's gonna have to put together brown and quarter horse. I mean, technically, quarter horses shouldn't exist in this universe, but whatever.
Why not?
They're an American breed.
Much like you.
Could I roll something to help me figure that out? Insight?
Personally, I think you should cast a spell. But yeah. But yeah. Sure. See a roll.
19.
Okay, yeah, you know exactly which guy it is.
Okay.
You know, if you think about it, that guy looks like he's a captain of some sort.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot him as soon as it's my turn, but it's not my turn yet, right?
Oh, just do it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you held your action, so
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so now do I have multiple?
yeah, just take all three at one. I think you
No.
just get one.
You just get one, but you can take it right now.
You know what? Just kill them all.
Wait, is this
A
not?
veritable machine gun of arrows flies off the roof.
Can we please do that? 22 to hit.
That'll do it.
Damage?
Yeah. You.
11.
1,000.
Let me just check if it counts as a sneak attack. Another enemy of the target is within 5 feet. So I should also get
Oh,
sneak attack damage.
sure. You really want to kill this horse, huh? Go ahead, kill the horse.
Kill the horse.
Way to go, Jana. You fucking killed the horse. I said shoot the horse, not fucking kill it. That's what's gonna happen. You know that, right? You killed my horse?
All right, I shot the horse.
Are you gonna roll your sneak attack damage?
Can we pretend I didn't?
Oh, now you feel bad about it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to kill the horse either, so
How many hit points does the horse have?
typically like 15.
Yeah, I would have killed that horse.
Yeah. We're gonna say you've lamed this horse, though.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a whole lot better, but
Still kind of shitty. We're gonna have to put it down.
Depends.
you could retire it, maybe. It's warhorsing days are over. All right, but more importantly, when that happens, the man on top of the horse goes tumbling off. And when that happens, all the fighting around him and his personal guard stop and start to try to break away. And when that happens, the group that you are on, Zerwin, can now get closer. And they do. Then, Ezra, it's your turn again. You want to do anything?
Now I'll use the staff to cast. No, I won't. Ezra's gonna lie down and take a few deep breaths.
It's good. I like that.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Pass turn.
Okay. Yeah. Lucius rides right into the middle of this combat. He starts screaming, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" and physically putting himself between like combatants, and sometimes having to catch swords on his shield, which he does take off. His he asks for your help, Zerwin.
I'm yelling to Ezra and Jana. Friendlies, friendlies.
You want some ice cream?
I want you to not make everybody vomit again.
Oh, he was the only one vomiting. Well, it's probably not true, actually. After what people saw happen, there's probably a lot of vomiting. Okay.
I
It
mean,
looks.
am I there now? Am I back in front of the inn?
Yeah, you can
I,
now get there.
I hop off the horse, run. I'll run over to the door and kind of let Gelidus and those guys know what's going on. Bring those guys out.
Okay. It looks like it's really hard to separate these combatants. It looks like it's going to go pretty well until Kieran Hollowfang himself attacks Lucius. You're the one who knows who Lucius is, Serwin.
But they would have seen me get off this guy's horse.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
No, I'm saying our guys, Jana and Ezra.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, 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 friendlies, friendlies. He's trying to stop these guys from fighting you. Are we still in combat, or are we out and he's just started up again?
Most people are now out of combat. There's a couple. It's now gone from like 30 on 30 to like 3 on 3. But now Kieran has jumped. He has swung his sword. Lucius has parried with his shield. Kieran has stabbed and managed to catch Lucius's thigh, but he was wearing lamellar plate that went down to his like top of his knees, so it like bounced off. Lucius has swung the shield to try to shield bash him. It did not hit. They're sort of going back and forth. Kieran has swung again. Lucius manages to get a good shield bash in. Kieran is
Nobody's listening to me. I assume.
now everyone's watching. Everyone's watching the fight now. You hear Kieran is like snarling. Yeah. He's like spitting curses and invade my land, burn our fucking houses, kill our soldiers. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, die, die, die. He's in some sort of like blind rage. And Lucius is giving ground and trying to retreat. And it's become like a duel.
It's
Can
gotta
I?
let it work it out of his system to let him tire himself out.
Does it look like he's tiring?
Does it look like what?
Does it
No.
look like he's tiring?
No, he catches Lucius gets a small gash on his left shoulder.
Zerwin, you want to try to like tackle him or something?
Yeah. What are Lucius or Kieran's guys doing? Are they just watching?
Yeah. So everyone is sort of like Lucius is trying to say something, but it can't be made out exactly.
Right.
And
Yeah. I'll try to grapple Kieran. I'll kind of like I'm gonna get on a jump rope, do one of these, and then I'll jump in and try to grapple Kieran. Well, you said Lucius is still giving ground.
yes, he did manage to put Kieran on his back with a nice foot sweep, but Kieran rolled out of it and
All
is
right.
back up with the sword.
I'm gonna try to grapple him and kind of pin his sword arm down.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Okie dokie. I know
Is
I
it an
should roll
attack
my
roll
roll
or a
dice.
strength check? Can't remember
He's
how
got to hit
grappling
him
works.
first.
Well, grapple 15.
Okay.
Do I have advantage because he's fighting somebody else or no?
My impression is that any advantage you might have would be negated by the fact that he's like furiously swinging a fucking sword.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
15.
you do manage to grab him. He is incredibly strong. What's your strength?
18.
Make a pure strength check.
19.
Oh, beat him by 1. Okay.
Kieran, stop. I'm whispering in his ear. Like, I'm really close. I'm like right here. Kieran, hey. Shh. Come on, buddy.
Oh yeah, he headbutts you. And he misses. What's your armor class?
16.
Yeah, you see it coming. God damn it. He's inhumanly strong. You're not sure how you maintain your grasp on him. But you do.
It's not the butter. I'll tell you that.
You manage to he's like spitting, and you manage to like get through a little bit, and he's like, fuck you, let me go. Who the fuck are you? I barely fucking know you. This isn't even your fight. What the fuck are you doing here? Are you with
He's
them?
not. No, but he's not fighting you. You're just fighting him. And you're going to lose. He's got 200 guys here. You and all of your men will die if you don't knock it off.
All right. That seems to get through a little more. Lucius has like stepped back and has now dropped his shield and is holding his hands out. I did not come here to fight you. The first thing Kieran says is, well, that's too bad because I'm going to fucking fight you. But he's got a little less venom in his voice than he did a couple seconds ago. Please, Lucius says. I don't want any more loss of life today. Kieran says, so what? You want us to fucking surrender? I'd rather fucking die than surrender to you, you piece of shit. Lucius says, no, I'm not asking you to surrender. I'm just asking you to let these men pass. And I'm going to give you my word that no one will be hurt. None of the civilians will be harmed. No buildings will be torched. Nothing will be touched. The other soldiers, by the way, are also extremely unhappy. Someone else has now burst through the crowd. He is a tall, sandy-haired, clean-cut, on the thinnish side. He sort of rounds on Lucius and says, who gave you the authority to call off this fucking attack? And Lucius says, Agricola. And Tritus, you realize now that it's Tritus, because that's the name you heard him calling. Tritus turns to him and says, you don't have the authority to make that call. And then Lucius, who had been wearing this like black riding cloak that had like covered part of his face, like pulls aside like the clasp and lets it fall off one shoulder, and there is now an embroidered oak leaf on his shoulder that seems to denote some sort of rank, because Tritus turns on his heels and says, mount up. These deaths are on your head. And he points at Lucius. He's fucking spitting mad. And he also turns to Kieran and says, and I'll never fucking forget your face either. I will skewer you before this war is over. I'm gonna hang your pelt from my fucking cloak. And who the fuck shot my horse?
Get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of listening to him.
He gathers up the 60-ish riders he has left. Now probably more like 50. And they sort of make their way around. It's an incredibly long, tense moment.
They're continuing to go west from where Lucius came from.
Yeah. Lucius says, "You report directly to Agricola when you get to camp, Titus." "Yes, sir," Titus says. There's some wounded that they bring with them. And as Titus passes you, Zerwin, he spits at your feet. But it looks like he's actually spitting at Kiernan. "I'm going to turn you into a cloak, boy." And then he rides on.
That guy sucks.
Kiernan breaks free of your grasp, Zerwin.
Yeah, and I kind of, as soon as I realize what's I kind of snap back to. Kind of hands up in front of him.
He doesn't look very pleased with you either, but he's rounded on Lucius now. "This isn't over. I lost men today. And before that, we lost an entire fucking outpost. To your army. There is a war on that you started, but we're gonna finish it." Lucius holds up his hands. "I'm not here to fight. I want to talk." "Please, can we sit and talk?" Kiernan says, "Fine. Fine. Bring out a table. We'll sit out here. You're not good enough to go in the inn. You don't belong there."
Owen and I
His
go get a table.
Okay. Lucius's riders, by the way, these are cavalry. They're not outriders. They are straight up cavalry. They are clearly veterans. They look like, the equites of ancient Rome, right? The upper middle class soldiers that have proven their worth and are now talented veterans, so to speak. But they don't look concerned at all. They've sort of encircled the half of the table. What's so funny, Jenna?
Might be
Duncan's
something in the notes.
The notes.
Okay. Lucius sits down and says, "Thank you for speaking with me. Are you sure you want everyone here to hear what I have to say?" And Kiernan looks around and says, "Okay, we'll move a little further." He then, he asks you to move the table across the road, and he keeps everyone back except for a short, burly, very hairy man who seems to be Kiernan's left hand. And Lucius sits alone. Lucius, by the way, all three of you can make perception checks about Lucius.
12.
Actually, I'm sorry. Well, okay, that's fine. I'll let you use that.
Did you want something else?
Yeah, what if you don't want what if I don't want to use that?
So 12.
I rolled an 18.
I think there's a better roll to make here.
What's the better roll?
I mean, I can add my modifier to the other roll, whatever it is.
I want an insight check, actually, from everyone.
Want us to roll that specifically, or just use the same dice roll but add that modifier?
So I rolled a 4.
Whichever you think will be better for you.
Well, rolling again.
28 insight.
9.
14.
Ugh.
Oh, Ezra, you're having a night.
Okay. Ezra, you don't notice anything specific. Zerwin, you're like, wow, this Lucius, he's a pretty cool cookie. Jenna,
I kind of knew that already.
this guy is preternaturally calm. With a 28, I'm gonna give you some extra stuff. His breathing is not in any way elevated. His entire demeanor is totally under control, completely confident. And even though he's being very appeasing, it's a facade he's putting on. He is absolutely in his core not afraid and not intimidated and just almost like methodical. He understands empathy well enough to put out a certain vibe, but you can see underneath that is that empathy is a veneer that he's putting on in order to put Kieran at ease. There's something real different about this guy. I mean, he was just in a fight for his life. He saw a bunch of people die. He had this werewolf trying to kill him, and he is not even a bit flustered. He scooped a purple-haired dwarf off the ground. Did you see that part?
I felt like I was, what's her name on the Titanic?
Yeah, you got to go get your boot, by the way.
Oh,
Call you
all right.
1 boot 0 1.
I'll go do that, I guess.
One of the riders will bring it to you. You drop this.
Thanks. It's my good boot.
Okay. Kieran turns to you, Zerwin, and says, would you like to invite one of your people over with you?
Is Ezra done vomiting black bile?
You didn't actually see him vomit the black bile. He was up on the roof. He's down
Well,
now.
Does he look okay? I guess, yeah, bring him over.
Yeah, I'm good for it, boss.
Okay. All right. So the 3 of you sit at the table, and there are 2 people standing. You're out of earshot of everyone else. Someone with magical means could potentially scry on you. Lucius sits down and says, first of all, thank you for not attacking me and for hearing me out. I need you to understand that I work for Agricola. Do you know who Agricola is? Kieran says, how the fuck would I know who Agricola is? Lucius turns to you guys and says, do you know who Agricola is?
We heard something about an Agricola being a leader of a legion.
He is the commander of the Legion in all ways except one, which is name. Technically, the commander of the Legion is Quintus Bato. But the troops all follow Agricola. None of them want to follow Bato. These are Agricola's men. They're loyal to him. But they're also loyal to the Empire, which is why they're following Bato's lead. It was Bato, following the Emperor's orders, who burned down the outpost. It was Agricola who sent all of the people away before they got hurt, and then set up a hospital for the wounded soldiers. Your wounded soldiers. It's still there. Your people are still being taken care of. Kieran says, you attack you kill people and then you want fucking bonus points for putting up a hospital? Fuck you. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are emperor's orders that must be obeyed. Within the boundaries of those borders, we are pushing the limits in the opposite direction as hard and as far as we can. We don't want this war. We don't want people to get hurt. Then fucking leave. Yes, that would be ideal. However, we have a problem. That problem is Marcus Publio, the emperor. He's on his way with 2 more legions. Do you know what that means? Does anyone here know what that means?
Like 20,000 more guys.
Closer to 12,000.
12,000, 20,000s?
No.
Oh.
12,000 total.
Okay.
He will march right through the middle of these kingdoms with 3 legions, and nothing will stop him. Normally, the Fey kingdoms might have a chance because they have more powerful magics. But right now, your magics aren't working well. How are your ears, Kiernan? How's your head? And you, what's your name?
Well, me? My name's Ezra.
How are you feeling, Ezra?
I've had better days.
Yeah,
I'll have better days again.
I'm sure you will. But my point is this. With 3 legions, no one in the Fey Kingdoms is going to stop him. He will burn a line straight through the middle and crush every capital on the way. And I don't know where he's going.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question. So would the best thing to do just to get everyone out of here?
My guess is the Emperor will consider Cragfire as the ultimate person to defeat. It's the only general, and as far as we know, all of the Fae. Either that or what's Azadril's relative there?
Varys?
That's it. How did you know that?
Got a mind like a steel trap.
God, that was a beautiful moment. Right now, there is a delaying force sent by Celestia Crowgaze. It's 200 strong. It's headed north. 200 doesn't seem like much against the 6,000 that we have, but this is the absolute best troops of Crowgaze's kingdom. They're going to be formidable, and their job isn't to defeat us, it's to hamper us. I don't want to fight them, and neither does Agricola. But I need passage with a few of my men, unharassed and safely through. I must find Skip. It's the Emperor's brother. If I
What
can
do you need?
find...
What do you need him for?
There are elements that do not want this war. And the only member of the royal family I think that is going to be empathetic to our cause is Skip. He's a good man. I know that based on his brother's behavior, you wouldn't think so. But trust me, he is. He'll listen to reason, and he'll see that this war is folly.
What could Skip do, though?
Skip has the loyalty of the legions.
Do you know, does the Emperor have anything to do with the magic at being all fucked up?
I don't see how he possibly could.
Okay.
Bato, maybe. Probably not. Otho? They're both magic-capable men. Otho more so. But this seems like a bigger thing.
Do you have any idea where Skip is?
Some. I know that his nephew was taken, and I suspect that he traveled into the Feywild to look for him. That's where Alvinius came out, and that's where I want to go looking. If I know Skip, he won't stop till he finds his nephew. They're close.
Why
Where are
should
you
we
guys?
trust that
Where
you're
are you guys
looking for
going?
Skip and not the nephew?
All right, hold on one at a time. Ezra?
Go ahead, Ezra.
Why should we trust that you're looking for Skip and not the nephew?
What? Skip's nephew?
Yeah.
I mean, I am. I would, like, if I can also rescue a child, I absolutely will. Tiberius is a good kid.
I guess let me clarify and broaden the question. Why should we trust that you wouldn't want to harm Skip and Tiberius?
That's a good question. Um, I think what makes the most sense to me is that I am right now the only thing between total annihilation of everything on this side of the legions and peaceable conduct. If you don't trust that that was my intentions by now, then probably nothing I could do would make you trust me. So,
Can I do an insight check to see if he seems genuine?
sure.
I'm gonna try for one of those as well.
Janet, he seems like I gave you.
Yeah, I rolled a 10, so I'm probably not going to get much.
He seems genuine.
I'm gonna. I got a 15. I'd like to re-roll it, as long as that works for you, Bill. Using my ability to use sorcery point.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, it's just a 10.
He seems genuine.
Cool. Well,
Um,
you convinced me.
Jenna,
Hey.
he's absolutely telling the truth. You don't know if you don't know what his emotional state is, but you can absolutely tell that what he just said is the truth. He is
Oh,
literally the only thing.
is she with us? I thought it was just me and Ezra.
I'm not.
No,
I'm
she's
not at
standing
this.
back, but she
Oh,
got a 28 on her
Yeah,
previous roll.
okay.
We're just gonna let that ride for a minute.
All
Okay.
right. Uh,
Thanks.
so I say to Lucius, where are you guys headed next? Because we're heading into the Feywild, and if we run into Skip, we can give a message and tell him to meet you somewhere.
I have to send the cavalry back to the Legion. With that, I'm going to send a message. That message is either you're going to grant me safe passage or not.
I think we can grant you safe passage. I mean, do we have to travel with you? Who are you going to be with? Who's going
I
to
think
keep you
he's
safe?
I'm talking to
That-
Kiernan.
that's for Kiernan.
Oh,
Kiernan hasn't said anything in a while. He's just kind of staring. Let me ask you a few questions, Kiernan says. Supposing you do all the things that you want and you find this skipper, what the fuck ever. Then what? Well, says Lucius, then we turn this train around. We bring the Legion back to the border, and the Empire has to sort out its own problems. But most importantly, we withdraw our forces. Agricola will follow Skip. And so will I. What about this Bato? That is a problem, yes. I don't think it'll be a happy parting, but, well, what do you think, Kiernan? Perhaps Bato should be held responsible for his crimes. We could leave him in your justice. You're gonna trade me Bato for safe passage? Seems fair, said Lucius. All right. Kiernan stands up. Bato pays for his crimes. And decimation. Lucius says, I can't promise decimation. You'll have to talk to Agricola about that. But I can deliver you Bato if this works. Kiernan nods. Deal. He stands up and holds out his hand, his shaggy clawed paw. It dwarfs Lucius's hand when he shakes it, but they do shake on it. And then Lucius stands and turns. I must confer with my men. Kiernan nods and turns around and walks back.
Ezra, are they
Yeah.
out of earshot now?
Yeah, they're both
Soon as-
walking down the
Ezra
street.
looks, are they out of earshot now?
Ezra, should we go get Skip? This sounds promising, and I believe that guy.
I mean, yes, but we probably shouldn't like make a beeline for him just in case. You know, like
Well, if he's heading back to the Legion, I don't know. Are we going to be able to just march in?
probably not.
So we're
I
going to
guess
need
if we
to
have
wait.
Skip with us, we might be able to.
It's true. And I don't think we
Sure.
should act
I
on
mean, are we going to be able to
that.
track Skip down? He's just kind of. Bill, can you remind us? He
ran into
went
the
with everyone
woods.
else. Where?
Into the woods.
Into
They
the
couldn't have
woods.
gone that far. We'll be able to find him.
Yeah. Sure. That works for me.
If you want, sorry, I'm gonna
Owen,
decide.
what do you think?
Yeah, we'll get everybody in, I guess.
If you
Sure.
want, Dirk and I could go search for him in the woods. That might be a little less obtrusive.
We might have to convince him to go for this.
Well,
I don't know. I think if remember when we mentioned Agricola to him before, he kind of perked up when we were inside the inn. So I think he'll be amenable, especially if it means that he can stop this war. But we should, before we tell Lucius, we should tell Skip to make sure that Skip is confident that they wouldn't
Yeah.
harm Tiberius, because that seems to be his number one priority.
Yeah.
So we can't make this decision for Skip, but we should definitely alert him to the options.
Yeah.
Also, Kvart is going to be there, and I know that Owen would love to see her again.
It's a good point.
I think I should get some Marvin Gaye queued up into this.
Yeah, you should.
okay, so I'm gonna go into the woods to try to find Skip.
He's been dreaming about this for so long, Jenna.
There's a kid, like right there. That's weird.
Okay. All right.
You want me to roll something for it?
I'm gonna roll for Dirk.
I mean, how many people ran out of the inn? It can't be that hard to track this group of people.
But I bet I'm not sure that Skip would have stayed in the herd, you know.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that he's really good at. You're gonna give Dirk the help action.
Yeah.
Actually, so you guys spent a few minutes looking specifically for Skip's trail, but you can't find it. However, however, Dirk goes into the inn and comes back out a second later with a dog, and he's like, "Yeah, I know. No, that's not. No, it's clearly not her. That right? Yeah. No, the thing I sent you. That's the one we're looking for. Can you find that one? Well, I don't know that way. Well, I know that's not the best way to start, but it's all we have. Yes, I'm thankful you're a bloodhound too, or part bloodhound anyway. Can you? Okay. um, After a few minutes, the dog sort of catches the scent and he's off. And Dirk is constantly making slow down. You have twice as many legs as we do. You're
Man, it's like Dirk is here.
welcome. Um, okay, back at the back at the inn. Zerwin and Ezra. Lucius stays, and the cavalry starts filing out one at a time. With him, a rider has decloaked. Do you remember this person?
The painting or drawing or whatever you want to go. The artwork looks familiar.
Was he at the play?
I
I
think
don't remember
he
who
was
this
at the Cards Bobbler. I want to say one of the nights that it was really packed, he was in there, but I can't really remember.
Yep. This, first of all, you are not sure of the gender of this creature. You're using he, but you don't know. You
Moko Takagawa
yes.
was in the Cards Bobbler.
Kimiko.
Kimiko.
Yes. Um,
I would not have gotten that.
It's
good.
on the.
I wouldn't have
It's
gotten
on
that
the.
if I read the notes.
No, it's not in the notes. It's on the image.
Oh,
He's metagaming.
got it. Well, I am
You're right.
strictly against that.
All right, sorry, folks. Let me back off. I recognize you.
You do.
Yeah, we saw you one night at the inn, or at the tavern, rather.
Ah,
I'm Ezra. These are my colleagues. Who might you be?
Kimiko. It is a pleasure to meet you.
It's good to meet you.
They're like they blink rarely and slowly. Whatever the gender of this creature is, if it has one, question mark. You've never met anything like it before. This is strange even for Ezra, who grew up in the Fey Kingdoms. This thing is from the wild. It had its hood up while it was riding, so you couldn't see what it was.
But it was with Lucius when he rode in.
Yes. There's like a lot of clothes on this thing. You can't tell how big it is. I mean, it's about Ezra's height, but you can't tell if it's like really burly or like super slim. There's a lot of mystery going on here.
What are you doing riding around with a bunch of Publians?
Going home, I hope.
To the Fey Kingdoms?
We are in the Fey Kingdoms. I need to return to speak with an old friend in the wild.
Okay. Anybody we could help put you in touch with?
His name is Bundo.
Oh,
I believe you
Hey,
have met him at least once, but I have not seen him in some time.
yeah, we're hoping to run into Bundo ourselves. Pretty quick here. Hopefully.
Ah,
Our
you know he
Dragonborn
is
friend
here
and the
somewhere.
Bloodhound. Yeah, hopefully they'll find him. I guess I should ask to make sure. Like, you don't mean him any harm, right?
I do not.
You know, because we're dealing with all these Publian assholes who will, stab you in your front and your back at the same time.
I admire someone who could stab in the front and the back at the same time. But no, I do not mean Bundo harm.
Okay. We might just have to wait until, our Dragonborn friend can round everybody up with that Bloodhound and bring them back.
You
Might take a
were
while.
contestants, weren't
Yes.
you? But you are not from here.
No.
What faraway lands are you from?
The lands I'm from aren't actually that far away anymore. I'm from the Feywild.
I share where
Everyone
I'm
else is
from.
being real quiet, so
I share where I'm from, and also say that, but recently from the Radiant Citadel.
right, I guess that's home now.
I have never been, but I have heard wondrous things. Is it as remarkable as they make it sound? The citadel, built onto an enormous diamond, floating through the ethereal plane. A
Yeah.
giant storm constantly threatens. It seems to be some sort of story to scare children, but you've been there.
Yeah, we live there.
Hmm.
We're I guess we're not homeowners, we're home renters. We're renters.
Why did you come here to these lands?
We're trying to fix the magic. To put it as bluntly and flatly as possible. There's something here is corrupting magical forces elsewhere, including at the Radiant Citadel, and we're here to investigate and hopefully stop it.
What makes you think you can do that?
We're the spicy oranges.
Also,
We
what
have
other choice do we have? The Citadel's at risk.
There are legion of choices, Zerwin. There are always choices. I am interested in the ones that you are making. I am not criticizing you. I would like to understand why. Is it because you fear for your own safety?
Look, man, some new shit has come to light.
We fear for ours, but not just ours. The safety of everyone we've ever met, everything we've ever seen, everything that ever is and has been. And not just that those things would cease to exist, but that every entity that does exist and might exist in the future will be tortured beyond recognition before being horrifyingly slayed at the hands of demons and devils. All of the lands across the many planes will be scorched and burned at the whims of archdevils and demon lords. Cats and dogs working together.
Zerwin
Fire,
looks at Ezra.
brimstone,
Mass
Zerwin looks at
hysteria.
Ezra
brimstone.
like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You mean about the cats and dogs? I guess that part, no.
You think that a real possibility?
We have really strong evidence that that path, that there are some very powerful evil entities that are already trying to set that path in motion. Or set, I don't know if that was not my best extended metaphor, but yeah,
Does anyone else know that you are here to do this work?
the Emperor, uh, um, um, what's the name of the goblin? Akgung, Bundo, Skip. Let's see. Anyone else? A Lady Linda. Well, she
When you
did
say
know.
skip, my eyes go wide.
I mean, this person would have seen us with Skip probably.
Okay, Jana, running through the woods as fast as you can now, chasing after this dog. It goes into this thicket, and you hear a yelp, and then when you come like barreling through the blackberry thorns, which fucking sucks, by the way. On the other side, Bundo has scooped the dog up by the like scruff and is holding it up, so it's like dog sag face leg things, and he seems to be whispering to it, and then he puts the dog down, and the dog turns and runs directly back the way it came. Dirk's like, "Where do you go?" Hey, I was talking to him. We had a deal. I have to pay. Do you have any dog treats?
Bundo, is Skip here too?
Bundo nods. It's all right.
Um,
Skip comes out with Tiberius from behind a tree.
um, Skip, we have some news for you. Um, there were two groups of Publian soldiers. Um, the one group was under the command of Tritus, but the other group was under the command of Lucius, Lucius says he's acting directly on orders from Agricola and sent Tritus and his entire group back to Agricola. Now, Lucius would like to talk to you. We have not said that we know where you are. But Lucius wants to find you and seems to think that if you work with him and Agricola, that we could prevent a lot of this war.
This Lucius, could you describe him to me?
He is a tall, thin man with dark hair and dark eyes, very pale skin. Very calm.
Yeah.
Weirdly calm, suspiciously so. But otherwise he seems like he's telling the truth.
Wearing a black cloak,
Yes.
riding a white horse.
Yes. Now he has a green emblem on his shoulder, a green leaf emblem.
Oak leaf?
Yes.
Okay. He turns and says, if you go to the roof of the inn and you look due north, you'll see the rise that we first spied on the border. Meet us there at nightfall. We'll have a fire going. We'll look for you.
Okay.
Oh, and Jenna,
Yeah.
Lucius is extremely dangerous, but I've never seen him make any decisions but good ones. I'm never sure whose side he's on. He's also incredibly old.
Right now he says he's on yours.
If he is, that would be an incredible stroke of luck.
All right.
I'll see you tonight,
See you
and thank
tonight.
you.
All right. I'm going to collect Dirk, who is probably still bitching, and bring him back to camp.
He seems to have gotten some jerky from one of the packs and is stuffing it in his pockets.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to meet up with the rest. I'm going to bring Dirk back to meet up with the rest of the group.
Okay. When you get back, so Ezra, Zerwin, Owen, Galadis, Lucius, and Kimiko are out back, kind of waiting.
Skip will meet us tonight at nightfall.
Did you see Bundo out there?
I did.
Is Bundo
Is-
going to meet us tonight too?
I believe so. Is someone looking for Bundo?
Kimiko
am.
is.
I believe Bundo will meet us as well.
Excellent. I am in your debt if you can bring me to him.
He'll meet us at nightfall. He'll build a fire. So we've got a little time until then, I think. What time is it?
No, it's late afternoon. You should probably head out now.
Okay. Okay, we should get going.
Okay.
There's a lot of fucking walking.
Yeah. Just imagine you have a ring in your pocket. It makes the walking better.
Does it?
No. The ring gets very heavy. So as you sort of leave the road area where the farms are. You go back into the woods. This time you have only Dirk and Jana to guide you. Kimiko seems to always know which direction to go, but not necessarily where to go to avoid the sort of natural geographical features that would be easier to walk around, as paths and roads do. I don't know if anybody wants to have any conversations. You've got probably 2 hours of walking in front of you.
If I can have if I find an opportunity to subtly talk to Ezra, I am probably going to mention
Hold
what.
on.
Yeah.
Ezra, feeling kind of under the weather, has lagged behind a little bit, so you can lag
I'm
behind
gonna
with
go
him.
check it out. I'm gonna check on Ezra, make sure he's okay. Dirk, you keep leading them, okay?
Jana,
How you doing?
it was just the two of us on that roof. Promise me you'll never tell anyone I vomited up a finger. Just promise me.
Never, never. We don't ever have to talk about
No,
it again.
look me in the eye. You promise me you will not tell any of the others about that finger, because I'll never hear the end of it.
I promise. But
Oh, look at Mattress Man Jr. You gonna cough up another finger? No.
if you feel any
I don't
mattresses,
know where that came from, Jana.
if
How
any
did it
ma-
not get inside of me?
if any mattresses try to absorb you, can you give me the signal?
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
I don't
Just out of
even know what that
curiosity,
would look
what's the
like.
signal if a mattress tries to absorb you?
Well, it's either aubergine or it's vomiting black vial and fingers.
All right, what did you want to ask me about?
I wanted to tell you, uh, there's something a little odd about Lucius.
What's
Um,
that?
Skip mentioned that he's very old, extremely powerful, that Skip doesn't know what side Lucius is on, but that he always seems to make good decisions.
Okay.
That if he is truly backing us, that is a real stroke of luck for us.
Yeah.
But that he is extremely dangerous and for us to be real careful.
Okay.
So make sure we're on the same page about that. Also, he wasn't even sweating after that fight.
Okay. Me neither. I guess I was, because from the throwing up, but normally I wouldn't be.
I mean, throwing up does make you sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, when he, and you can tell me I don't remember if this is the case, but when he like cast his spell to yell, did I notice anything? Did he like just is his magic being negatively affected like everybody else's? Because I have seen people's magic not work, and
That
he was doing it from horseback, and like you know,
yeah, that
did I notice anything about that? I guess is my question.
yeah. So a couple of things here. Zerwin's not like magically sensitive right now, so you don't have a lot to go on. But from all the things you do have to go on, which is basically just watching everybody else cast spells,
Hmm.
he was not affected. On the other hand, Zerwin knows that sometimes the spells have worked and sometimes they haven't. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just one of those times.
Okay.
I have a D30 and I really want to use it. So somebody make me make a roll at some point that's going to take a D30.
What the hell would make it
What?
D30?
I don't know, but I'm going to find something for it.
Can you? What's your D30 die look like? Let me see that bad boy.
Hold on,
Does
let
it
me
look
find.
D20 only more so?
I mean,
What's
oddly,
that called? A tridecahedron? Is that what it's called? I would guess. But
there's the
infer.
30. Hold on. I see a lot of 100-sided die. I don't see many 30-sided die. I don't even know where I got this thing. Just showed up in my dice bag. All right. Does anybody else want to have any conversations on the road here?
Got it from Gelidus's pocket.
I got it from Gelidus's pocket. Shit, it's gonna wind up in his pocket soon. I better put it away.
I don't think so.
Okay. As
Kiernan's not with us, right? Kiernan and his group left.
well,
Okay.
you don't know. You left him behind at the inn.
They were still there. All right, I gotcha.
Oh, and I'm gonna ask Ezra to sort of catch me up on the conversation about who Kimiko is, so that I know who that person is as well. But we don't have to.
Ezra catches you up.
Thank you. Do we know why he was in the Bard's Cobbler?
We don't even know that Kimiko's a he.
They were in the Bard's Cobbler. Excuse me.
We don't know anything about him.
No, we don't know. No.
Cool.
I mean,
Alright.
we know Kimiko appears to be have some vulpine features. White fur, approximately my height, wears a lot of clothes. Soft spoken. Cryptic, a little cryptic. That's kind of what's the factoids that have penetrated my mind palace.
Thank you for catching me up.
Yep.
Quote it. Those are the factoids that have penetrated my mind palace.
Can I guess there's not really, because I'm not sure about him either. Is there like a check I can do to just get a general sense of, does this guy seem inherently evil? Oops, I didn't mean to hit that.
No, I mean Owen can cast Detect Evil. Would you like him to?
Yes. He's not here. What level spell is it?
Hold on. It's actually, I think it's an ability for him, not a spell.
Seems like something Owen would do, right?
Divine Sense. As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. Shit, I forgot he could do this. Okay. I need to check one more rule. Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of, while you're doing that, kind of work my way back to Ezra.
Owen. So Owen says, "Sure, yeah, I'll cast Detect. I'll use Divine Sense." Does so, and immediately locks on to Lucius and says, "That is an undead creature." And also says, "And there is a fiend," and he pulls his sword, and now you're under attack. Totally
From who?
unrelated, except for he just saved you from getting ambushed. Fucking A. Actually, you know what? We're going to end right there because I want these other guys here for combat.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, Foxy. Foxy says, "I too try to avoid being absorbed by my mattress." I really feel that, honestly. So knowing that this is going to happen, before that, you could have had a conversation with him, Zerwin. If there's anything that you wanted to, I'll trust you not to like metagame too much based on what you now know.
No, I wanted to drop back and talk to Ezra and tell him, like, Zerwin was going to say to Ezra, "Hey, what do you think about Kimiko?" I was like, he used a couple words that I didn't really understand.
You gotta stop calling Kimiko he. Kimiko.
I don't know that I have to. don't know that Zerwin's picking up on a whole lot of that, but
Well, Zerwin just, you don't know all the details.
sure would like to.
Yeah, you're right.
um, so I, did you get a weird vibe from him? Because he was using words and asking questions that I didn't really understand.
Listen, I'm not at my best today, so I might have missed something, but I didn't get. I mean, there's a little bit of a playing things close to the chest vibe. Do you think?
Right.
I mean, do you think Kimiko has a chest? We haven't seen anything under all those clothes.
No, it's just the way when we told him we were here to fix the magic, I don't know, his response to that was a little interesting to me.
That last question about like, do you think you can?
Oh, you think you can do that? Like, I don't know if that means he doesn't
Yeah.
want us to,
Why
or
did you assholes get sent here?
yeah,
Yeah, that kind of thing.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm used to being disrespected at this point, so it didn't really phase me.
Yeah. All right. Just a little worried about
There's some kind of fiend attacking us.
Hold on. I mean, I'll let you have another conversation with Kimiko if you'd like.
No, I don't particularly like talking to him, so that's why I talked to Ezra.
Does Ezra want to have a conversation with Kimiko?
No.
Okay. Does anybody else want to have any other conversations or do anything else before we call it early tonight?
I really like to talk to Dirk. Okay. No. Oh.
All right.
No.
Okay. All right. So here's the scene. It is almost dark. Owen was in the very back. Zerwin has called Owen up so that Owen could cast his divine sense. Lucius was towards the front. So now Zerwin and Owen are sort of in the middle, which means Ezra and Janna are in the back. Then Dirk and Galladus in the front, followed by Lucius. Then Kimiko, then Zerwin, then Owen, then Janna, then Ezra.
Well, this will be good. We'll get to see Kimiko in action. Interested to see what kind of martial spellcasting skills this guy's got. This person has this. It's not a person. This.
No, it's definitely a person. We can establish personhood here. Personhood, not a human, but a person. I'm big on personhood, personally, and this is my universe. So yeah, Kimiko is definitely a person. You could absolutely.
It looks like a person, right? It could be a devil, right? We don't know.
I mean, I might say devils are persons too, but yeah, you got a point. Okay, go ahead.
Well, can I ask, is Janna's necklace glowing? Hey, Janna, is your necklace glowing?
I mean, yeah.
She caught me looking at her chest again. I kind of. Oh God, Janna, is your necklace glowing?
Didn't you give the necklace to somebody else?
No, he gave it to me.
I gave it to her.
No, but I thought Janna got rid of it after the last time. I thought you gave it to somebody else. No, you kept it.
I think she kept it.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
That's okay, Zerwin. I know I'm not your type. Is my necklace glowing?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But that's because you're being attacked by a fiend.
Yeah.
All right, hand each other out some danger awesome points. And I'm going to talk to the people watching because tonight, all you watchers, we have a figurine to give out.
Ezra's getting mine for a double critical failure. That's impressive.
Yeah.
With spent
Ezra definitely gets it tonight.
Thanks, guys.
At least you didn't use a sorcery point or like danger awesome points to re-roll and then roll a 1 again.
Zerwin, you can have. Oh man, you both had a clutch roll tonight.
If you want a mini, put it in chat.
So Zerwin, you can have mine for your clutch roll to see that Lucius was waving off the attack, and Jana, you can have Dirk's danger awesome point because of the clutch roll to find out more about Lucius.
Wait, you don't get to give out Dirk's danger awesome point. That's not how this
You
works.
could have given it.
Ah, we would have gotten away with it too if it
No.
weren't for this meddling DM.
That nat 20 was really clutch.
This die's gotten me 1 or 2 of them so far, so it's
I also
super
would just
heavy.
like to announce that in the notes, I spell Lucius luscious about half the time.
Oh,
Sorry.
nice.
Sorry.
He is a good-looking guy.
It's hard to type sideways.
He might even be juicy. Is he succulent, you think? All right.
He was thin, not thick.
It's true. Okay. You all give one out. I'm going to get like, God. There's only 3 of you here. I'm gonna give Ezra a danger awesome point for like. It just makes my life so much more fun when you royally fuck up. And that double 1 was pretty great. And I'm going to give Zerwin 1 for rolling that nat 20 because it really changed the course of the game. It would have been a lot more bloodshed had you not rolled that. Okay. Does anybody in the crowd think? All right, hold on. I only see 1 person registering for a mini. Does anybody else who's listening right now want to enter the mini raffle? We're a half an hour early is the problem, so I'm guessing that a lot of people aren't even on yet. So I see Foxy Proxy wants a mini. Does anybody else want a mini?
If they don't watch the stream, they don't get rewarded. They got to be here for the whole thing so that they know when it ends.
You're right. I'm not even disagreeing with you. I just think you're correct. Last chance. Anyone besides Foxy Proxy want to enter the raffle for a mini? What we have here. So you're going to choose which one you want. I got to turn some lights on in here. All right, so this is like skull-faced mace-wielding warrior, and then what is clearly like a Zerwin type character with a giant hammer. And then I think this is a one-armed magic user who's going to throw a fireball, maybe? He's wearing tights too, so there's that. A one-armed, tight-wearing magic user. And it looks like just Foxy. So Foxy, you can pick. Do you want Skullface Mace Wielder? Do you want a giant hammer-wielding dwarf guy? Or one-armed magic user? And also, who should get the Danger Awesome point from the crowd tonight? It's a lot of decisions to make. I'll wait to hear from you in chat before we end. In the meantime, Hammer Tiny Guy. Okay.
Hammer Tiny Guy.
I need a better camera. This camera sucks. Oh, Ezra gets the crowd's Danger Awesome point tonight. Congratulations, Ezra. Wait, oh no, wait, you want Wizard Guy? Okay, we'll give you Wizard Guy. This is the one-armed Wizard Guy.
It's a clean sweep, folks, on the Danger Awesome points.
Well
Sure
done.
was. Well deserved.
All right, one-armed Wizard Guy is out. And Foxy Proxy brings up a good point, which is that I have to get you all your stickers. I'm not going to see Galadis, Owen, or Zerwin for a little while, but I can get one to Ezra and Jana and Dirk very soon. Probably this week, next weekend. All right. That is all. It's a good cliffhanger. That is all for tonight. Good night, y'all.
Right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching.